my screen?
Yes, I'm going to make
Okay.
you the co-host in five, four, three, two, one. Voila.
Okay.
You
All
are the
right. Thank
co-host.
you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much, Katiana, for having me to be in front of your community. I truly appreciate it. It is actually the second week in a row, the second time this month. So I truly, truly appreciate it. We've been able to secure some deals for people in your community already. And I'm glad to be able to be back as a trusted voice to talk about some other areas. And so prior to bringing everyone on, you and I talked about making sure we don't limit what the investments are. And so I do have Dubai that I will be covering at least one of those properties so that if anybody is interested in Dubai, which has a great return on investment, the short-term rental market is amazing. And you can also, just for you that are on here, you can actually flip new construction. So you can buy the new construction now. You can hold on to it for a year or until the property is completely done, and then you can sell it. And people have been able, some have been able to have like a 50% increase on their investment. So it's a great way for you to be able to maximize your returns as well. So I'll share my screen and then we'll get into it. Now, I believe that we have some new people that was not on last week. So I'm not going to go over everything that we went over last week in terms of like our community and all the places that we've been. I'll go through it really, really quick. I won't even show the map because we'll get into that as I go into the presentation. So my company is called Savvy Chicks in Real Estate. We are founded inside of the state of Illinois. I am also a licensed real estate broker for the last 20 years in the real estate market here in Chicago. And so I am not new to real estate, but I was new to international real estate about 2 years ago. But that has all changed. Like that has all changed. I actually just did an update on my page. I just want to show it really quick. And I put like I'm covering all different type of countries and continents. So right now we're going across three continents. We have different countries, but Africa, y'all, I love Africa. So Africa, we have three countries in which we are working in, and I'm so excited to be able to just really go in 2025 to do my own investing, not just with myself, but with other people as well. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to start with Dubai. And if you were to, oh, this is welcome, Katiana's community. So if you are here, it's because you were invited by her because, you know, this is her community. She did open it up for the public as well. But our primary goal is to help agents and non-agents to investors to travel, sell, and invest all over the world. So some locations we do travel to, just like we'll be going to Kenya and Ghana in December, Zanzibar next year. We just last month were in Dubai and Maldives. So every quarter we go to some type of country so that we can learn about their culture and then also the real estate market so we can see it up close and personal. This is us in Bali last year with a group of people. This is me on TV. I won't play this here, but I basically went on TV in Washington to tell them how we were going global. And that was just less than 2 years ago. And ever since then, we have been able to do some amazing things in other countries. And now I'm like 12 transactions in. We're helping people to buy, sell, and invest all over the world. So we started with Bali. Then we went to Dominican Republic in June of last year. Then we went to Egypt and Dubai September of last year. We ended in the year in Ghana. We went back to Ghana in February because people were like, "We missed it. Can we go again?" So I want to play just a video of what it's like to be on one of our real estate tours in the different countries. And my soul back no we ain't got shit to hide tonight. So we looked at multiple properties, condominiums. We looked at properties that were near the beach, rooftop condominiums. This was a house that was 700,000, but it was luxury. Great space for short-term rentals. And this we went to the mountains in Ghana. So this, oh, let me go back. So this is the view of a rooftop that we were on, and it was overlooking the actual water. And I know Katiana and I had a call where we talked about, you know, the infrastructure and what does the infrastructure in a lot of these countries look like. And so with this particular property, even though the quality was amazing, it was not great for someone who would come as a short-term rental because the roads were very, very bumpy. And so for me, I know working in this international space that if it was going to be a short-term rental property, you want to make it a property where it's easy for someone who is touring the country to get to the property immediately. But in other areas, you could sell it to someone who is an expat, someone who is looking to come back from the diaspora community to be a part of Africa. And so for this property, I thought that that fit well. But when you go up on the rooftop, you can actually see the water. People don't know that, you know, Ghana has beaches, it has palm trees, and there's a lot going on in Africa that even when we go to Zanzibar next year, for those of you who may not have been there, white sand, clear water, and it's like the Maldives of Africa. Okay, so moving, then we went to Greece. That was in April of this year, back to the Dominican Republic, and then let me delete this one. And then last month, like I said, we were in Dubai and Maldives. So I want to show you Shoba Orbits. Shoba Orbits is 1 bedrooms, 1.5 bedrooms, and then 2 bedrooms. People ask me, well, what is the 1.5 bedrooms? And so when is Zanzibar? Please sign me up. It is next. I'll send the information to Katiana, but it is June 4th through the 9th, and it's really going to be focusing on investments of all kinds. It's going to also be focusing on real estate development if you want to be a developer as well, and then funding because we want to get funding for these properties. How to join travel if interested. Okay, y'all, I'll send all the information to Katiana, that way she can have it. And
it looks like we might need to do a trip or something. I'm saying,
right.
I think we need to do a trip. We'll talk.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so Shoba Orbis. This one is 268,000 USD. So you can buy a 1 bedroom apartment, but so the thing with Dubai is that you don't have to pay income taxes. There's no capital gains. There's no property taxes. The golden visa program starts at 545,000. And basically what that means is that they said sign them up, Katiana. Okay, so we got to talk. um, basically, what that means is that you can buy 2 of these units and be able to qualify for the Golden Visa program, and that simply means is that you can qualify to become a resident in that particular country and be able to stay there as a resident, and then take advantage of like the healthcare, the education, working in the country, all of those things with the residency up to 10 years. And then you have to reapply. The city is safe and stable. There's numbers to show that as well. And then for there's a great tourism industry, which we already know about Dubai. People love to visit. A booming real estate market and strong returns on your investments. I just talked about how you can buy and hold. We all know the beautiful city of Dubai and how the Burj Khalifa is, you know, in the center of this city. But for some of you who may not have been to Dubai, I was very surprised when my husband and I stayed there for almost 30 days, how small Dubai was compared to some of the other states, especially Abu Dhabi. But not a lot of people talk about Abu Dhabi. It's all about Dubai. So this property that I'm showing you is called Shoba Orbis. And with Shoba Orbis, it starts at 268,000 USD. When you see it in I think in their currency, I think it's 900,000, but for the calculation, the currency rate is 268,000. This Dubai property, it is located in Motor City. It is not too far from the Palm, but I'll show you the map in a minute. Like I said, they do not sell studio units, but it's one bedrooms, one and a half, and two bedrooms. A one and a half bedroom is basically a maid's quarter. It's somewhere for the maid. It can be the chef. It can be um, the driver. When I went to Dubai, I actually seen like a driver that slept outside. There was a room next to the garage, and I was like, "Oh, this is a lifestyle. This is different." So they have that opportunity as well for you to be able to buy something. It's a one bedroom, but then you have a small bedroom, and it's kind of like my master bedroom closet, which is like a 5 by 7. Yes, they have that in Rwanda. Okay, yeah, I love it. Okay, so now they have the one bedrooms that they are not furnished, but you can get them furnished because they do have furnishing packages. You have a 3-year payment plan. What this particular community looks like, a development looks like, is that you put down 20% upfront. And so the 20% is due within 2 weeks of saying that you want to actually reserve the unit. And the quality of this Dubai property, this particular developer, the reason why we got with them is because in April, Dubai flooded. They had, the whole rain cloud seeding thing that they had going on, and it flooded. And my husband and I, we were there staying at another developer who shall remain nameless, but staying at that developer's location, there was a lot of water damage in that particular building. Not the unit that we were in, but next door to that unit, down the hall from that unit, there was a lot of mildew smell. And so people were coming in and out, and they were taking out the furniture to replace it. And some of the floors were being replaced. But visiting in Shoba Realty, they were like, okay, we didn't have any water damage to our product because our product is a quality product. And we already thought about the possibilities of what can go wrong, from sandstorms to high winds to water or rain, even though it's not supposed to really rain in the desert. Um, those things happen in Dubai because of them playing with nature. Okay, so scrolling, this project is not due to be completed until 2027. You can pay for this property and either reserve it or pay in full and be able to receive a discount. Anytime you pay for any one of these properties in full, you can receive a discount on that said property. They will accept a bank transfer. You can do a credit card purchase, and then they are also accepting cryptocurrency. And of course, who doesn't accept cash? So again, that's a 20% deposit on this particular project. Now, I'm going to move and shift. I will send more information regarding Dubai, but I want to get through this because we do have a special guest that is in the room, and it is a developer of one of the Ghana properties, and I want him to be able to speak on his on his particular project. So, Wendy, it's not a standard discount for the Dubai property, but typically you will see like a 3% discount on the actual property. But for me, being an agent, I can always go in and ask for more because remember, it's all about negotiations. So the next property I'm going to show you is going to be Ghana. It is a condominium, so there are multiple apartments, but I want to show you this video first. And I think I showed it to Katiana, but I didn't share it with the community. So when you're watching this, we were in Ghana in February and we actually visited the property. So the property that I'm getting ready to show you is the property that is actually in this this video. I want you to pay attention to what's being built around it, and I want you to hear the price range and the difference. And then when we get to the last property, you'll understand the value of that as well. We are standing in front of the Belmonte. They are in their constructing the ground right now. They are on the garage level, and then this is going to be 8 stories high. And so we have our real estate property tours taking a look at the grounds. And then it's important to pay attention to the surrounding development. And they have townhomes being built there, and then directly across the street. And I'm being told that these are anywhere from 480,000 to $600,000. So can you imagine being across from these townhomes at that price range and having a condominium right here at the Belmonte where it starts at 95,000 for the studio? Okay, y'all better hit me up. Y'all, Savvy Chicks and Real Estate here. We are on a property tour in Ghana, Africa. And right now we are on the ground level looking at the Belmonte and the construction of what's going on. And so, y'all, that's them back there. Facebook, Instagram is saying I can't take my face out this video or they not gonna give me this filter. But those my people. Yeah, we are. Okay. I had to laugh at myself, y'all. That was funny. So looking at that project, now I'm gonna go to the actual pull up the brochure so that you can see a little bit more about that project. So give me a minute to do that. You know what, Katiana, are you also a co-host or am I the only host?
I'm the co-host. What's up? You need
Okay, good. I was just making sure that I wasn't not letting people into the room. Just making
Oh
sure.
yeah, I'm letting everybody
Okay.
in. I got
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so let me just pull this all the way back to the beginning. This is the property brochure of the one that I just showed you that was being built that's the 8 stories high. So this is what the rendering looks like on the finished product. This is a gated community. They have a rooftop pool, there's a lounge area, and they also have a restaurant that will be on site. So if anybody, any of your guests get hungry, you get hungry, want to run down to the restaurant, you can do that. And then there also would be a lobby to be able to check in your guests as well. This is what the interior looks like. So it's very luxurious and it has neutral colors. Okay, so this project does have studio, 1 bedrooms, and 2 bedrooms. Now, the studio units that they have, this is what the interior looks like. So, you know, the bed is on one side, the bathroom on the other, and then you have the kitchenette. And I love how it has, you know, a little work table there as well. And the studio units, there are 2 different floor plans and 2 different types. It used to start at 95,000. However, they're starting right now at 99,000. And I do have to check the availability sheet to see what's available right now because everything always changes every single day. So this is the executive studio unit, 2 different floor plans and different price points. Okay, this is another version. For the 1 bedroom apartment, this is what the 1 bedroom looks like. Now, the 1 bedroom is starting at 152, and that is this floor plan here. And then you have another type 2 floor plan here, again, 1 bedrooms. This is actually one of the bathrooms. This is the 2 bedrooms. The 2 bedrooms start at 241,000. So just keep that in mind. Really, you can say 242. And they're on the first floor through the 6th floor. And this is the floor plan here. So you have the bedroom up here, bedroom down here, and it each has its own separate bathroom. So that's always very important. And then when you look at the balcony is a wraparound balcony, so you can tell this is a corner unit. Okay, so that's the exterior of the rooftop. Now, the thing that I love about Ghana versus some of the other countries, which they are starting to catch up, is that these have finance opportunities. So you have the different the different bank partners that are listed below. I know Katiana, when I showed this to her, she called out one that she was familiar with. But you, in order to buy one of these, you will reserve it with 3,000 down, and then you can choose from 3 different payment plans. So, like for an example, if you put $3,000 down, you have 30 days to do your due diligence in this country, whereas here in the States we have like 7 days. But in another country, you have 30 days to do your due diligence, and then once that 30 days, if you had option 1, 20% would be due. If you had option 2, 30% would be due. If you have option 3, 40% is due, but then you see you get to skip payments here one payment on option 2, and then 2 on option 3. So it just depends on how you want to break down your payment plan if it is something that you want to move forward with. Oh, and then for this one, not Dubai, they have what the discounts would be. And so the studio unit, now that's a pretty good discount. So studio unit is 7%, and then you have 8% discount on these units. And if you put down 50%, you can still get a discount on the studio units, and then the 2 bedroom, the 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom apartments. Okay, now this particular developer has other projects that are complete. They have been developing in Ghana for like over 20 years, so they have the experience. They have delivered over 600 units. I have been on the ground meeting with their team. I have seen their finished product, and I also been on the ground to the Belmonte, which was back in February. So I'm sure that they have been able to do a lot more since then. So when we go back in a month, when we go back in a month, we'll be able to schedule that on our property tour as well, so we can actually see what that progress looks like. Okay, so now I'm going to exit out of here, and then I'm going to go and show you the next property in Ghana. And this one is called Solera Residence. This is the one that starts at $50,000. And remember, we went from price point 268 to 99,000. And this price point on this one is 50,000. And I'm going to tell you also regarding the return. I want to talk about let me talk about it now. So remember the property that I just showed you, the project I just showed you, that one was starting at 99,000 for studio units. That project is actually located about 8 minutes away from this actual location. And so 8 minutes away, those studio units are being sold for 99,000. You also have those $500,000 townhomes that are in the area. And then just a short drive away, you have these studio units that starts at 50,000. So you're already looking at equity in this project with just the surrounding studio units going for about, what's that, $40,000 more? Okay, so now when you are looking at properties in other countries, they're all in different locations. And so the location could be somewhere where it's not a lot of anything around it. And then you can have locations where people buy land in a populated area. So this developer is building on land that is in a populated area. So when you watch this video, I want you to take notice of the land that he's actually building on, and then what's surrounding the area, how quick you're able to get to the airport, to the supermarket, the medical facility, and all of those things. So watch this video.
Welcome to Solara Residence, the epitome of modern living in the heart of East Legon Hills. Just a stone's throw from the police station and a quick 28 minutes drive from Kotoka International Airport, Solara Residence offers convenience like no other. Imagine being just 10 minutes away from the Tema motorway and surrounded by your favorite spots. Pizza Chicken Man, KFC, and Milkom, all within a 5 minute drive. At Solara Residence, we offer luxurious studios, 1 bedroom and 2 bedroom units tailored to suit your lifestyle needs. Relax and unwind at our rooftop swimming pool or stay fit in our state-of-the-art gym. Need some downtime? Our lounge area is the perfect place to socialize and relax. Plus, healthcare is never far away with Crown Medical Center, just a 25 minutes drive from your doorstep. Prime location, luxury living, and unparalleled convenience. Welcome to Solara Residence by Fremont Atlantic Limited. Solara Residence, where your dream home becomes reality. Ready to make Solara Residence your home or next investment? Contact us today on +233 241.
Okay, so now I'm going to scroll down and introduce the developer of this actual project. His name is Moses B. Arthur. And oftentimes, if you go to his social media page, you will see that it says MBA, which I think is very fitting because he's well educated, a great speaker, and just the way that he articulates what he's doing with this building, this development, and how he's building the dream that once started in his head and then it went to paper and now it's actually being erected on the land. And so it's a beautiful thing for me to be able to watch it, come to life. I'm sure it's a different feeling for him, being the owner of the project. But he's a global speaker, a transformative author, and he's also a developer. And guess what, y'all? He is only 28 years old. He's younger than my son. And so he has his own development. And so this is a great thing. And so Moses, if you want to unmute, to introduce yourself to the people. Is he on here? Yes, he's on here. Did you go to sleep, Moses? It's late in Ghana. Okay, it looks like his mic is off, but I don't hear him.
You want to stop sharing real quick? Let me see if I can play with the settings.
Okay, so, yep.
Okay, where are you, Moses? Okay, Moses. Yeah, no, we cannot hear you. Your mic is on, but we can't hear you or see you.
Okay. Okay, I'll wait for him he may have to go out and come back in. Try that, Moses. Go out and come back in.
Okay.
And then when you are back, just let me know, and then you can take it from there. Oh, so I wanted to also, he's going to be one of our speakers in Zanzibar next year. Like we have speakers that are developers. I wanted to make sure that we don't only just have developers that are from the United States, but we also had developers that was from the continent of Africa. Like I purposely wanted to have someone from Africa to be able to be a part of the retreat. So he's going to be there with us to talk about his development and how he has been able to do this thing at 28 years old. While we're waiting on him to come back in, I want to show you the studio unit, the 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, and then the atrium. The atrium is going to be the exterior of the actual project. It does not, the apartments does not come with parking spaces individually. However, there is a bunch of parking spaces that are underneath and on the side of the project. When you're watching this video, you will see that this is a gated community. There will be 24-hour security as well. But I'm going to start with the studio unit, which is $50,000. Oh, and the appliances are included. Okay, so now we're going to move to the 1 bedroom, which is 70,000.
Hi, Makida, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you now.
Awesome.
Okay, you want to go ahead?
Which part did you get to?
So I'm actually showing them the studio 1 bedroom. We're walking through the video.
Right, I think you should continue. Greetings to you and greetings to Katiana and everyone on the call.
Okay, thank you.
Greetings, Moses. We can't see you. Is that on purpose?
Oh, there you go.
Not on purpose. Can you see me now?
Yes.
Hold on. I think so. You moved probably. But if somebody could see you, then yes.
Yes, we can see them.
Right.
So I'll continue on with the videos.
Sure.
So this is a 2 bedroom. The 2 bedroom starts at 100,000. And remember, the appliances are included. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the exterior of the building, and it does have an elevator. Okay, so we just went into the gym area, and then we went to the rooftop, and then on the other side there is a lounge area as well. And so now let's walk through the brochures and the payment plan, which now Moses, while I grab that, if you want to introduce yourself.
Right. Thank you so much, Makida, and greetings to everyone. My name is Moses B. Arthur. I'm a Ghanaian developer. I'm a global speaker, and I'm an author. As a Ghanaian developer, I've been in the real estate development space for pretty much some years now, and this happens to be my first development. But then I'm not new to construction or um, the building of properties right here in Ghana. I've done some pretty decent work over the years with CPL. I think Makida even presented their projects, which is the Belmonte, which is currently on. And so we're currently on the construction of our latest development called Solara Residence, which is happening inside East Legon Hills. We started construction 23rd of September, and we're gradually getting ready towards working on the first floor. So I'm sure when that update is ready, I'm going to share with Makida. You guys are going to see it. I have the privilege to travel the world to inspire people to become better versions of themselves. And I get to do that through conferences, my podcast content out there, and then my books that I have authored. I have 3 books to my name as an author. My first book, The Entrepreneur's Journey. My second book, Understanding Systems Thinking. My third book, The 7 Universal Currencies for Leveraging Anything in this World, where I speak profoundly about how you can leverage other currencies outside of money, to make great gains at this thing called life. And so pretty much that's what I embody as a person. I'm very passionate about people becoming better versions of themselves. And I'm privileged to do that through real estate. I'm privileged to do that through speaking and through writing of books. And so it's a pleasure to be here this evening. And I look forward to welcoming loads of you on the Solar Residence properties as you become latest homeowners on the development. Thank you, Makida.
Thank you, Moses. I appreciate that. And y'all, it's late in Ghana, but Moses wanted to be a part of this call, so I appreciate you staying up past midnight to be here with us today. The standard, what'd you say, Moses?
I'm like, it's fine.
Okay. And then you sometimes you're up working anyway. Standard studio units at 50,000. The reservation, so basically to pull the property off of the developer's availability sheet is 3,000. And then if you do pay in full, there's a 3% discount on all of the different units. So that's the discount for this particular development. And then in 30 days, once you've done your due diligence, you sign you like to call it SPA agreement, but it's called the special purchase agreement. And that's done after 30 days. Once you sign that, your 20% is due at that time. And this is what the breakdown looks like. So you can have either 3 options on the payment plan on the 50,000, and then you have 4 different options on the 70,000 if you were to go with the payment plan option, and there's no interest on the actual payment plan. So that's the studio unit, the 1 bedroom, and then this is what the 2 bedroom would look like. Now, before anyone asks, the 2 bedroom penthouse is no longer available. It was only one in this project, and Moses said some smart gentlemen purchased that on the onset of knowing that that was the only one. They already snagged it. And so right now we have about 7 units that are left. So we are just over 50% sold out in this phase 1 of this project. And then you can see the different breakdowns of the payment plan. You have the option to do a 6-month payment plan, 12, 18, and then you have a 24 month payment plan as well. Let me see, did I miss anything? Does anyone have any questions at this time? Let me check the chat.
Yes, Makita, I have a few questions. So
Okay.
I'm going to start just to give everybody time to type, but please don't be shy with your questions. No question is yes. No, just ask your questions. All right. Okay. So the first question that I have, let's just stay on this Ghana property, because I did have questions on the Dubai property as well. But
Okay.
can you talk to us a little bit about property management options? So if I were to buy one of these units, what are my options to get it managed?
Moses, I'll let you take that question.
Right. Thank you so much, Katiana. So, as a developer, one of the things that we're looking at doing is to not just have people as homeowners on the development, but also to create a sort of community. So, in previous calls, I've actually said that when we're completely sold out, we're going to have everybody who has actually purchased or reserved a unit on this development in a group. Now, what's going to happen is that currently our tech team is working on an in-house app platform or a website platform where if you aren't in the country, but then your property is here in the country, first of all, it can earn for you. So let me just break that down in just some few ways. So for instance, when you buy a property, at the end of the day, you're going to pay a service charge. So there's the annual facility user fee of $400, which covers for peripheral security fencing. It covers for the drainage, the solar panels, and all of that. And then you have a monthly service charge of $40. Now that's going to be paid to a property management company that we are going to put in place. Now that property management company is going to make sure that your unit is always kept in check. Already we have a maintenance department in the company that's going to make sure that the property is always in the best of shapes. Now, when you list your unit on any of the booking platforms, the money automatically comes to you. So let's say that you're in the States, your unit is booked for, let's say, a month in the December period for Airbnb or whatever the person wants to use it for, and your unit is booked. What you just have to do is to go on our in-house platform, which is actually being worked on. That's the reason why in previous calls, I've told everybody who reserves that they're going to be in a group, and then when that platform is ready, it's going to be available only to the residents in that particular phase or in our current project. So what's going to happen is if somebody books your unit, you go on the platform, you let us know the person is coming in on this date, arriving at this time, is going to check out at this time, they're going to stay for this period. Mind you that money has already come to you, the rental money has already come to you. All you have to do is to prompt us on the system. The receptionist is going to take notice of that and is going to check your guest in and going to make sure that everything is going to be fine. Then at the end of the month or when the person checks out, our property management company is going to go in there, tidy up the place, clean it up and all of that. So it's actually something that I'm a very innovative thinker. So it's actually something that I have been studying into and looking at to craft something that's going to be of value for the residents who are going to be in there, and most importantly, even the investors who have bought the property and they are not residents or people who are going to be living in this country 24/7. So that's a conversation that is set in stone, but we have great innovative plans to make sure that your unit is in shape, top shape, well managed, and producing the best of value for you.
Thank you so
Okay,
much
I
for that.
also want to add to that, Katiana. So just just having on my international real estate broker hat in terms of moving about different continents and different countries. Um, People that are, here in the US, we always want to know, is there a property management? Because like, how am I going to buy something there and I live here? And so every one of the developers and the projects, they have someone that can do the property management piece for you. And typically the price that I have seen has ranged anywhere from the 18% side to 25 to 30%. It just depends on what all that they're doing. But most of the property management companies are listing the property on the market. So like you may catch it on booking.com, travel.com. They also will market your property in different areas where people speak different languages. So you can have somebody come from France because they didn't seen it, the French, language on the website, but they booked your unit to come to Ghana, and they're able to come from that country to Ghana to stay in your unit. So I think that that's very powerful when it comes to working with a property management company. They're doing the maintenance, they're cleaning the property, they're checking your guests in and out, and then they're collecting their fee and sending you as the owner the rest. So there's always a property management company that can assist you in managing your property beyond the borders.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. So just to reiterate, we have a $400 fee. Is that annual fee or is that monthly?
It's annual, please.
Okay, so annual, and then $40 a month for the maintenance. Okay. Do you also get a percentage of the bookings at all? Like, because I know it comes to us, but do we need to pay any percentage of the bookings?
No, you don't pay any percentage of your bookings to us. It's your development, it's your property at the end of the day. So when you own it, your only duty to us on a monthly is your service charge, and to make sure that you're coordinating with our system that we're going to put in place in terms of bookings and all of that, so that we know, for instance, if you have a guest coming in from December 1st to December 31st, our reception team should be able to know that, let's say, unit number SR16, which belongs to Katiana, has been booked by, let's say, John, who is coming in from, let's say, Kenya. So we know that John is coming in, he's arriving at this time. The reception team, everybody is on point and on standby to make sure that we're able to check him in. At that point, you have already received your money. So we make sure the property is cleaned, in top shape, everything when the client has checked out, and then at the end of the month, all you have to do is to just commit your $40 service charge, and then that's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Last question on this property is, what is the expected equity increase once construction is over?
I like this particular question about my development and project, because I'm not even going to start from when the property is completed. So currently, a studio. Let me just put it in context. So East Legon Hills is one of the fastest growing communities that you have in Ghana currently, or in Accra currently. And how do I know? If I'm gonna, let me just put this in perspective. So let's look at this case study. There's a place in Ghana called Cantonments where you have a lot of these apartment buildings and a lot of these high-rise units that you see around happening or being built over there. And then we are doing East Legon Hills. So let's do East Legon Hills and Cantonments in the last 10 years. Which of these locations or which of these areas have appreciated the most? Now, in the last 10 years, an acre of land at East Legon Hills was selling for $80,000. Today it sells for $400,000. That's an acre of land, which means that in the last 10 years, East Legon Hills has seen 400% return on investment in the last 10 years. That's 40% every year. In the last 10 years, an acre of land at Cantonments was selling for $2.5 million. Today, it sells for $3.5 million. That's 40% return on investment in the last 10 years. So if you pick a place like Cantonments, whereas Cantonments has done 40% in the last 10 years, East Legon Hills has done 400% on investment in the last 10 years, making 40% every year. Now, when we're doing our development, our studios are currently selling for $50,000. A completed studio fully built in East Legon Hills sells for $65,000 to $68,000. We started this development, and before we started, we were selling at $45,000. All our 11 clients who have reserved on the unit have already seen a $5,000 increase in their investment, because we started off selling at $45,000. And from the month of October all through to November, we're selling at $50,000. So if we're in 2024 and a studio is selling at that price, can you imagine March of 2026 when we're done? The appreciation for a studio probably will be selling around $70,000 to $75,000. If you pick a unit like a one bedroom, our one bedrooms are selling for $70,000. But in East Legon Hills, currently, our one bedrooms in this particular area of development sell for $85,000 to $88,000. So already, by the time we are completed with your unit, you're going to see about 20 to 25% in appreciation. So just by the investment strategy of buying and holding, you get to actually see your property or your investment appreciate. And that's the beauty about apartments. The moment you pump your money in and the apartment project has started, equity begins to grow. If you pick like our two bedrooms, we're selling two bedrooms for $100,000. East Legon Hills, two bedrooms sell for $140,000, $145,000. CPL, the company that is behind Belmonte, which Makida presented previously, they have a unit in East Legon Hills, just 1 minute to drive from where our development is happening. It's called St. Alice. If you walk into St. Alice today and if you request for a two-bedroom apartment on any of their floors completed, it's selling for $140,000 to $145,000. And that's the current market value. So already just by buying and holding, you're going to see your property or your unit see a certain growth and appreciation in terms of equity. And we intend to do this project in 18 months. And so if you do the math, 18 months is around March of 2026. But as a developer, I understand how crucial and how important delivery timelines is, especially for me who is making a statement or an introduction into the market. And so I've told the team we're stretching and we're putting in the effort and work to make sure that by December of next year, we're done. And so Makida will testify to that. We started construction on 23rd. We were supposed to finish our foundation on 23rd of October. We finished way earlier. We finished about a week before the date. Per our timeline, we were supposed to be casting our first floor slab on 14th of November. We were actually going to do that on this Saturday. So we're moving faster than our timeline. And all I've done to the team is I've made them understand the vision and where we are headed to. Most importantly, I told them, I said, if we're going to have 5 people work on a particular part of this project and it's going to take them 5 days, can we have 30 men on site to do that work? And so when we do our project report for the month of October, which we've actually already recorded, and the video team is working on editing it, when it's ready, we'll put it on our YouTube. You're going to see the process of how we started from ground up all through to completion of the foundation stage and where we've gotten to. So in as much as we have 18 months on the timeline, as a development, we're looking at completing that by December of next year. And I know that with how focused, how committed we are on this project, God being our help, we're going to do that. So basically, if just by buying and holding, you get to see your property appreciate so much. And there are a couple of investment strategies that come to play when it comes to this. So the buy and hold is one. The next bit of investment is you can do your short-term rentals, you can do your long-term rentals. Case study is currently, if you own a studio at East Legon Hills, it rents for a night between $130 to $150 a night. Now, our studios were initially selling at $45,000. Currently, they are selling at $50,000. So if you rent, there are 365 days in a year. If you rent your unit out for 150 days by $150, that's $22,500. So just out of 365 days, if you have your studio unit put out on the market and it's been rented 150 days, you've already made $22,500. If you were an investor who bought in on this studio from $45,000, $22,500 is half of that amount. And so already just by the rental, the short-term rental and the long-term rental approach, you begin to see a certain inflow and appreciation of the investments that you have made. And then there's also the aspect of the real estate investment trust or fund where group of people come together. They decide that they want to buy as many units as possible. And when they do that, they invest into it. They own the units together as a group. And then they make the dividends or they get the returns from this and then they share. So there are various investment strategies at play when it comes to this. But this is actually one of the, I always tell investors, it's literally one of the best things you can do, especially for the area where we're doing the development. We're literally in prime Accra. And I told them we are not into just, put out anything in the market. We want to make sure we're putting something that's of quality and something that people can actually, invest in and make some pretty good returns. And so pretty much that sums up the investment options around the project. And I hope that I've answered you, Katiana.
Yes, that was beautiful. So I'm just going to reiterate for my students, just so that I know I got everything correct. So
right.
there's three main investment options that you mentioned: buy and hold. And with the buy and hold, we can expect roughly around 40% return. Am I correct on that?
Exactly.
Per year, right? 40 per year, or around, right? Very loose. I always tell my students that, okay? Then we have short-term rental, which someone asked me in the chat. They said, can I add my property on Airbnb, or does Moses have to do it? So it seems like she's asking, can she use Airbnb and her own platforms, or does it have to be your platform that you're creating?
So we don't have a platform that markets our development yet. You can actually put your unit on Airbnb. So the platform I was speaking about is actually a management system platform. So that if the person puts their unit on Airbnb, let's say Makida owns a studio, she puts it on Airbnb, and Katiana, you're coming to Ghana from the 5th to the 10th of December, and you book that unit. When you book that unit, that payment goes to Makida. But then Makida then comes on the management platform to let us know that, Katiana, I have a high Solara residence, or the admin or the receptionist have a client coming in from 5th to the 10th of December. The client is arriving at this time, is going to check out at this time. And so my unit is supposed to be ready. So the bit of the system is on the management side, so that for all the people who are not residents here and don't live here, but they have units out, they have units on Solar residence that they're going to put out, we're able to coordinate with them and we're able to manage it and make sure that when they are actually renting their units out, we who are residents here are managing the units very well so that your client is satisfied.
Yes, thank you so much. So the second would be short-term rentals, and you said roughly around 130 a night. So let's say 100, because I always like to under promise, over deliver. So let's do 100 times 20 nights a month. So we're looking at a possibility of almost about $2,000 a month that you can create in passive income, because this is being managed for you. All you have to do, I mean, it's not really passive, it's more like a low effort, because you do have to get your own bookings. Am I correct in
that? Exactly. Okay.
Beautiful. And then lastly, it would be a long-term rental. What is the average rent going? What is the average rent in that area if someone wanted to do long-term?
So if you look at a place like East Legon Hills, for a short, let me say long term, so a studio apartment, you're looking at about $1,200 per month. If you pick like a one bedroom, you're looking at between $1,400 to $1,800, sometimes $2,000, depending on your furnishes and how you furnish up your room. Our units are semi-furnished, so depending on some people have units in different developments, still within East Legon Hills, but with different furnishings. So they charge different price points for that. And then for a 2-bed, you're looking between $1,800 to $2,500 per month.
Got it. Thank you so much. So just to do the math for everyone, so I can make it easy for everyone. So a $50,000 investment has the potential to make you an extra 20K. And when is the project finished? In 2027 or 2026?
No, 2026, March of 2026. It's an 18 months development.
Okay. So yeah, so there's a possibility of a $20,000 return in 18 months, or you can create roughly around anywhere from 1,000 or more of passive income from this unit. I think that's an amazing opportunity. So just wanted to do that for my students so they can,
Makes,
understand.
makes
Yeah, thank you. Okay, any other questions? Oh, sorry. I think I asked all the big ones. Any other questions from anyone else? Makita?
You asked some great questions and you explained it. You explained it well.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank
that was a good one.
you. So I guess yeah, that's it for the Ghana property. I did have a question on the Dubai property, but I wanted
Okay.
to wait. Okay, ladies, any questions? Blondine, Doslin, Wendy, Shanika? Anyone? Okay, all right. I think it was clear.
Okay. Okay, so do we have anyone that is interested in it? Because you don't have to make any decisions right now, but if anybody is interested, Moses, because he's pretty much hands-on with his project, Katiana, we can create, it's like somebody else had a question. We can create a WhatsApp group, and then those ladies who do have a question that may be interested that, want to research a little bit further, like we can be in a group with Moses so that way he's answering the questions as they are coming up. Jocelyn, does she has a question?
I do have like two questions which are related. One of them, I think Moses mentioned that there's a monthly fee of $40. And my question is, if you're doing Airbnb, you have people coming in and out, let's just say 2, 3 times, maybe one night, 2 nights, and that room, that the unit needs to be cleaned. So is that still $40 to clean that unit to turn it around, or is that not included?
Yes, it's $40 to clean the room per month. So one of the things you need to understand. Thank you very much, Doslin, for the question. So one of the things you need to understand with development here in Ghana, it's that when it comes to property management, it can change. They do some developments change maybe every year. They increase it just a little bit. Some develop because prime apartments or apartments are built in prime areas, and these places see appreciation very, very fast. And if you've taken time off to study the Ghana real estate market, it's actually one of the booming real estate markets on the continent currently. So if you look at it very well, the units or apartment units in these prime areas see a lot of appreciation over a period of time. So what a lot of developers do is that when they're starting out the development, there's a base service charge. So for us, it's $40. And sometimes, maybe after a year, sometimes after 2 years, they just update everybody in the residence and let them know that we're probably moving from $40 a month to maybe $55 a month. Or sometimes, depending on the location and all of that, some people do $80, some people do $100, and some people do that different service charges for different units. Because this is our first development, we didn't go that approach. So you have some developers who say for a studio is $40 per month. For a 2-bed is $80 per month. For a 1-bed is $60 per month. So the service charges differ per the studios because they each have different square areas. So you cannot tell me that the square area of a studio is the same as the square area of a 2-bed. So of course, whoever is going to clean a studio will have a lot of work to do when they are cleaning a 2-bed. But like I said, because it's our first development into the market, we have a base amount for all. So whether it's a 2-bed, whether it's a 1-bed, whether it's a studio, you get to pay your $40 per month service charge. In future, when the development is done and we roll that out, we can reconvene and decide the amount. And so, yes, my answer to you is if you own your unit, 10 people come in, you just have to update on the system and let us know 10 people are coming. These are their dates and time. And the property management company is going to be on standby to ensure that whoever checks out, the units are clean. Whoever checks out, the units are clean. And then at the end of the month, you just commit your $40. I hope I've answered you.
Yes, you have. Thank you. The other question was about renting, you did mention that the unit owner would have to rent it themselves or acquire the customer themselves. Is there any companies that offer that service? Maybe for, because in the US, there are companies that will list it for you and rent it out for you, and they just take a percentage of
So
the rent. Is there such offering?
some property management companies do that. So that's the reason why I did say when we are towards gearing towards completion of the project, would have been sold out by then. Currently, we just have 7 units left, 3 studios, 2 units of 1 beds, 2 units of 2 beds. So when we're getting close to the completion of the project, one of the things we have in stone is some people are buying currently to come and live in as residents. Some people are buying for investment purposes. So for all those who are going to be buying and they're going to rent it out, there's going to be special sessions because at the end of the day, we would have to run you all through the management system. And so by then, we would have actually found the right, done our vetting and everything, the right property management company that can help you list your unit and put it out on the market and get it for you on rental. What we're trying to avoid is we're trying to, as much as possible, avoid renting out the units for clients so that we have to take their monies. We actually want the clients to be the ones to receive their monies for them. But then, like I said, it's something that we're going to be working towards as the development is ongoing. So be rest assured that you're going to have a solid property management company that's going to make sure your unit is well kept in shape. Already, as a development company, we have a management side where all developments we touch, we know per maintenance routine when painting is supposed to be done, when fixes are supposed to be checked to be sure everything is okay and all of that. So pretty much there are a lot of things that are going to come to play towards the completion of the project. But then the basic things and the framework that you need to have in mind are the things that I've expounded on. And so yes, there are property management companies that can actually help you list your units on these platforms, and then they are going to get their commission or cut or whatever it is from it, and then you get to keep your main percentage depending on what you bargain with them yourself, and then at the end of the month you just commit your service charge, and your unit just keeps running for you as an investment vehicle.
Thank you so much for that, Moses. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, we have Blondine. Go ahead.
Hi, my question is, how do you purchase? If I remember from last week, you have to set up a business in Nigeria. Is it the same thing as in Ghana?
No, please. In Ghana, you don't have to set up a business. Nigeria operates very differently. So I have apartment units in Nigeria. And before I had to do that, I had to set up a business system and all of that. Nigeria operates very differently. But for Ghana, no. We're pretty much very, very open. So anybody can just walk into the country, and then if they know their way about and if they know the right people to connect to, they can build amazing things in this place. So, Blondine, if you want to own a unit, it's just as simple as filling out the reservation form and committing your reservation fee, and then it's just set in stone, and then it just continues like that. You don't need to open any business whatsoever. You don't even need to be a citizen to be able to invest in Ghana.
Okay, thank you. That's different.
You're welcome.
Edwidge says, hello, can you please touch on the price for insurance? Do we need insurance? Like home insurance and stuff? Or like, is that what you're asking, Edwidge? Are you able to unmute yourself, Edwidge?
Okay, I don't know what Edwidge is driving at. But first off, when you buy the unit, let me just say that at the end of the entire development, our entire building is going to be insured. As a company, we're going to insure the building. So let me just state that as a caveat in there, that as a company, we're going to insure the building. The entire apartment is going to be insured, one. Number two, when you buy the building, you own it. It's your property. So though as a company, we are going to insure the entire apartment building. You can also decide that you want to insure your unit, which means that you sign on to an insurance company. So that's the reason why for people who are first-time home buyers or apartment buyers on this development, when we're sold out, now we have our Solara residence community. Everybody who's bought is going to be in a certain group with me. I have a couple of things that I'm trying to make sure we're building a family of people here. So one of the things we're going to be doing is, apart from the management bit and all of that, we're going to make sure for someone like Edward, who's speaking about insurance, I've had clients also say, can they insure their units? Yes, there are insurance companies here that come in and then they insure your units fully for you. And that will be on you, the client, because the moment you buy and then at the end of the development stage, you pay your administrative fees of $500 to facilitate the deed transfer and everything to your name, it becomes yours 100%. What you do with it, what you choose to do with it. Some people want to even use their units for offices. So what you choose to do with it is actually something that depends on you. So you may decide to insure it with an insurance company. That is your unit, but the entire apartment is going to be insured by the time we're done.
Thank you for that. Thank you. I think that cleared it up. Doslene asked, what if apartment owners don't pay the annual assessment or monthly fees to upkeep the building? Can the apartment association do anything to collect?
So, of course, when a development is completed, there are some apartment owners that will choose not to, or they may play stubborn a bit. But then, at the end of the day, if you have a resident in there who's not committing to their service charge fees, I cannot say that my elevator is not going to run. It doesn't even make business sense for me as a business owner. I can't say that my apartment should be dirty because my apartment owner isn't committing to it. So basically, if somebody isn't doing that, we would have to come in as a company to make sure that our apartment is still in shape. But maybe for your particular unit, you're going to struggle in terms of keeping it up, and that's you because you're in there. However, we're going to make sure that if you are an apartment owner, you've not committed to a certain point, we'll probably just write to you or email you or give you a phone call and then give you some promptings about it so that you can, do the due diligence around it. So at the end of the day, one thing I always say is that no matter what we're doing, we're still dealing with people. It's a human thing. So at that point, we may have to introduce a bit of, relationship management here and there to try and then get the person to commit. And people may have genuine reasons. They may be in a season of their lives where maybe things aren't really picking up for them. So it's just a matter of communication. And then I'm sure we'll be able to overcome such a hurdle. But then if people aren't committing or we have people who are faltering, it does not mean that the apartment shouldn't operate because the apartment has an elevator. So if somebody isn't committing to their facilities, it does not mean that our elevator should shut down.
Can you go over the scenario of flipping? Because I know Makita talked about it earlier that you could flip new construction. Could I do a down payment on this, and then at construction? So I pay the payment plan, and then at construction immediately I sell it. Is that what it is? The flipping? Can you explain?
So when it comes to flipping, it's also another investment strategy. So for instance, I have a woman who bought a studio. So our SR02 studio is bought by a woman in UK. And one thing that she said to me, she said, I'm buying at $45,000. By the time the unit is done, she's Ghanaian, she's lived here, so she knows the East Legon Hills area a lot. So she's like, by the time this unit is done, we should probably be selling at 70,000, 75. So for her, she's buying at 45 and she's putting that money in sort of like an investment with this project. And in 18 months, she wants to upsell it for 75. That's $30,000 profit. So she just flipped her property. So somebody can actually go into that and say that, okay, I want to do $50,000 or I want to do $100,000 for a 2-bed. And if $100,000 for a 2-bed, the 2 beds are selling for $140,000 today, 2024, today. It means that maybe in March of 2026, we'll probably be selling a 2-bed for about $150,000 to $160,000. And so comfortably, if we'll be doing that for 150 to 160, if I invest 100,000, if I get somebody upon completion to sell it to for 160, I've made $60,000. And that's it. That's the flipping strategy.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you. That was very clear. Any other questions, ladies? You guys have some good questions. Keep them coming.
I also wanted to just drop in the chat because Moses is okay with that, but there are some developers, depending on the country and the developer within that country, not everyone allows you to be able to flip a unit. So it's very important that as an investor that you know upfront what the developer allows. Some developers will want you to pay 30%, and when you get to maybe like 40%, then you can flip the unit, or they want you to pay 100% into the project before you can actually, do that. So it's development by development.
Thank you. Thank you. And yours, Moses, is 40% or was it 100%? I don't think I caught that part.
What's the question, please? I lost you a bit.
Sorry, I meant to say, when can we flip? We could flip at 40% of payment or 100% of payment. I forgot to ask that.
So currently, if you want to see maximum returns, I think 100% to do when the development is complete.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. That's all my questions. Anyone else?
How can we is there any way we can get a copy of the breakdown for the different apartments, the financial breakdown?
Yes, we can. I'll send it to Katiana so that she have it. And like I said, if we create that WhatsApp group, we can dump the brochures, the payment plan, even the availability sheet of seeing like what units are now left and available. That can be there as well. And then any updated videos that Moses sent over in real time, because he goes to the project almost every day. He's always sending some type of update of the progress of the work on site.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I don't see anything else in the chat, and I didn't see anybody else raise their hand. So I'm not sure if you guys want to wrap it up or go to the next step.
Okay. That's all I have. So is anybody interested in the project? Okay, so that's Shanika. Okay.
Rondine, you raised your hand?
Yes, I had a question about Dubai. So you said that once you purchase Makita,
Yes.
you purchase if you purchase a property in Dubai, so you can apply for the residency.
Yes. Yes. And it does not mean that you will automatically be approved. They will do a background search on you. So you would have to pass the background search. And then there are some things that I've also read that if you were, and I know this is not you, Blondine, but if you were kicked out of a country or if you lost your citizenship somewhere, like the chances of you getting in is slim to none. Because they do that check on you, because if another country removed you from their country of being like a citizenship, they're thinking like, okay, what could have happened for that? And so, but at $545,000 investment, it qualifies you to apply. I always like to make sure that I don't give any promises that you will definitely have a residency. It qualifies you to apply for the residency, and then they go through their process, and you either get approved or you don't. But you do not have to be a resident in order to be able to purchase an investment property and to use it for short-term rental there.
And did I hear that correctly? You said no profit, no taxes at all?
No income taxes, no capital gain taxes, no property taxes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's why it's an attractive market.
Yeah, it's an Islamic country, right? They don't do taxes
Yes.
or interest, right, in their banking systems.
So I don't now interest rates on like a mortgage, they do have.
They do. Okay, okay, got
Yeah. And these are mostly cash purchases, but I know that I was told that a foreigner can get financing on like the remaining portion. So let's say for an example, you pay maybe 60% into an actual property and then maybe 40% is due at the time they turn over the keys, then that's when you can get financing on a property. You can also be a second wife to get citizenship.
Habibi. Listen. That's funny. Love is Blind, Habibi. I need to be on that show. All right. So I don't want to keep you too long. I know it's super late for Moses. What's the time difference? Is Ghana like 8 hours ahead?
I think so. Moses, what time is it? Moses looking sleepy like he ready to hug a pillow.
It's 11:52 p.m.
11:52?
Right.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. We don't feel too bad. Because we thought it was like 1 a.m. or something, but it's about to be. So it's getting there. It's getting there. Okay. Awesome, awesome. So I don't see any questions, Makita, if you wanted to wrap it up.
Okay.
And then we'll take it from there.
So that is fine. Because this is Katiana's investment group, I'm going to say to reach out to her. If you are interested, let's put together a WhatsApp so that we can get those questions answered. I know right now we have Shanika that is interested, so we can take it from there. But I'll be in touch with Katiana afterwards.
Yes. So what I'm gonna do is next time that we meet, ladies, we're going to discuss this investment, dissect it, all of that, like, really, really dig into it. And then we'll take it from there for sure.
Okay. Okay, that is it. Thank you so much, Moses, for joining us. Thank you, ladies, for staying with us, staying woke, asking very great questions. And thank you, Katiana, for having us.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. All right. Thank you for all our guests here. I wanted to have, more people so you can speak to. So we had a nice
Fine.
little turnout. It was
It's
super
great.
last minute.
It's great quality people every single time.
Every time, right? And it's always last minute. I gotta stop that. If I really like go all in, like for 3 weeks straight, we will have like 100 people in here. But
Okay.
soon come, soon come. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, everyone. Everyone says thank you in the chat, and those of you who are part of the Wealth Circle, we will be dissecting this together. Those of you who are not part of the Wealth Circle, you're on your own, or you can always reach out to me, okay? And we can discuss this investment, see if it's something that you're ready for. Remember, you're not coming out of pocket 50K all at once, right? It's $3,000 down payment. And if you saw, then it's another, what is it, like another 10K almost. And then we go down to, I've seen some of the payments as low as $2,000 a month. So you start with paying $2,000 a month, but then eventually you're getting that back if you decide to do the short-term rental or even the long-term rental. So, so yes, we will talk a little bit more about that. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.